welcome to How to Monetize Your Socials here with Heather Rise. Thank you guys for joining me today. And the things that I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is we're going to be looking at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And that's where I do my monetization. That's where most creators do their monetization. So in this class today, I ask that you guys have your devices that has you already logged into Facebook, Instagram, if you have it, TikTok, if you have it, and YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel. If you don't, I'm going to show you all of those things today. So I have pulled up right here my Facebook and Instagram. I'm having issues pulling it up, but if you guys go onto, does everyone in here have Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could just go to my Instagram, which is my socials is Heather Ella Rise, which you see right here. Heather Ella Rise across all of my socials. Heather Ella Rise. So if you could just pull that up on your Instagram. And instead of me showing it on my computer onto the thing.
So we're just gonna go to search, right?
Yeah, just go to search and look for Heather Ella Rise.
I got you. Yes, she is.
Okay, that's my profile. We're also gonna look at my Facebook, which is all Heather Ella Rise. Everything is Heather Ella Rise, as you see, based on a true story. Because this is my story. So LinkedIn, Heather Ella Rise, that's all professional. You know, I don't monetize LinkedIn. It's all professional. And Instagram, Facebook, everything, TikTok, my YouTube, Heather Ella Rise, okay? When you're monetizing, it's always best to have your names across the board because then they can find you across the board. So now, again, as I stated, you can find that on all those platforms. So those are going to be the ones that we're going to look at. Heather Ella Rise, that is my personal one. Now, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're going to leave LinkedIn alone. I'll touch a little bit on LinkedIn and YouTube. Those are the ones that monetize. I make about $3,000 a month on my socials. TikTok pays every 15th of the month, so they pay once a month. Facebook pays once a month, but Instagram pays twice a month. YouTube pays once a month as well. Instagram, also owned by Meta or Facebook, also has a new program called Threads, which is kind of comparable to Twitter. And so Threads also allows you to monetize as well. Everything that I post on Facebook goes to Instagram and it goes to Threads, okay? So let me give you an example. You should be able to see, I'm putting hello. Hello world.
Yeah.
When I post this on my, see, this is going on here. I'll show you on my cell phone. So on my Facebook, when I post, let me see if we find a photo. So here is a photo, right? Okay, so when I post to prepare for my photo, sorry, it's going, I hope I next week. So it's going to allow me, for one, it's going to always be public. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but it's going to always be public. And it's going to always be toggled on for Instagram if your Instagram is linked. Is everybody's Instagram first off linked to your Facebook?
Yes.
It should. Okay. And then Threads, you'll see that's on. So if somebody follows me on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, they're gonna see the same post. The thing about it is that every platform for myself and for yourself, on Snapchat as well, also monetizes. They just started monetizing. Every platform has a different audience. So for me, Facebook, my Facebook followers are, let me see, Facebook followers right now are at 23,000 followers. You see right there. Yeah. So there are 23,000 followers on here, okay, on Facebook. And that audience is different than my Instagram audience, okay? For me, Heather Ella Rise is my, it's a business. But even though it's my name, it's a business. And so it's Heather Ella Rise Enterprises. Now, Ella is not my middle name. Ella came from, which means her in Spanish, or her or she. For those that follow me, I hashtag a lot of things her. So when you become a creator, you have you whatever your niche is. My niche, when I first started blogging in 2019, when I had to survive a divorce. Okay. Because it's definitely a survival.
Yes.
I survived a divorce. I didn't go through one, I survived one.
Right.
And I started blogging in 2019. I went through my divorce. I let my husband drag me off. He aired out all of his dirty laundry. You know, social media showing his mistress. You know, people are like, Heather, what's going on? Your husband is cheating on you. And I'm like, I didn't air anything. I let him do it. Because we're still underneath covenant, and I respect the covenant that was made between me and God. So I allowed him to drag. Gave him his 15 minutes of fame, and I allowed myself to grieve naturally, because it hurt. And in 2020, we broke up. We separated January 2019. January 2020 was now a new decade. I was married for 20 years, from 2000 to 2020. Now, the first spouse was from 2000 to 2010, and he died in a motorcycle accident. So he's the oldest of my oldest two children. And then my most recent spouse was the Band-Aid to the first spouse. Mm-hmm. So he was the rebound.
Right.
So when I buried the first spouse in August of 2019, I was rebounding with the second spouse in October 2010, I'm sorry. First spouse died August 2010, rebounded October 2010.
And so, in fact, I'll never forget, because our anniversary was 10-10-10. So that was our number. Like, you know, our voicemail password was like my name 10, his name 10, like everything was 10, you know? So that's when we realized, like, oh, we're in a relationship. So he was the rebound to the first one. So I never got a break. And so then he moved in my place November 2010. And so we've been together since that day to 2020. So for 2 decades, it was a straight marriage, basically, for 20 years. I told myself, I'm going to let him have 2019, but I'm not bringing you into my 3rd decade as an adult, because now I'm in my 3rd decade as an adult. So I allowed myself to cry for 2019. If I had to hit a wall, if I had to, whatever emotions I felt, I was in tune with that, because I was refusing to bring that into the next relationship if God was sending one. So in 2020, I started blogging. And by that time, instead of me responding to him, I used this as an opportunity to help others by blogging about what divorce is, what is, and how it destroys the marital household, and how it's against the word of God and all of these things. So I started using my situation to help others, right? In 2020. I got the name. So back that time, it was my first name and my married name was everything, which is Henderson. And so then I started hashtagging because, of course, I'm getting fined, I'm getting snatched, I'm doing all of this, right? And I put Heather, because he's watching, him and the mistress is watching and following me. Everybody that's, they all watching me. So I put Heather evolved right before your eyes. That was a clap back to him. Under like nobody else knew, but the wife that he had that was like with the mom jeans and eyeglasses on, running the kids to AAU basketball and stuff like that. Now I'm like, I'm taking selfies and doing all this other kind of. I started getting followers just out of nowhere, just crazy. So I want to say your wife is evolving right before your eyes, but I was saying because he didn't sign the divorce decree for 2 years. So I said Heather evolved right before your eyes, H-E-R. So instead of putting Heather evolved right before your eyes, I just put H-E-R. So going through that, how I got the name Rise, which is my legal last name, in March of 2019, I was tired of crying. And there's a story in the Bible where it says that Jesus tells the little girl who had died, he had just been touched by the woman with the issue of blood, and he was asked to go to the house. The father said, "Don't worry about it. The little girl has died." He told everybody to get out except for Peter. And he told her, he said, "Little girl, rise." And I felt like I had to, and I remembered that, and I had to constantly rise from the grave. And I realized that my divorce was not, there's a difference between being planted and buried. It looks exactly the same. You've got to there's some dirt that gets put on top of you, but one rises and the other doesn't. And so I told myself I was not buried, I was just being planted. So from there, I went on Facebook and I said, Heather, because I had to tell myself, Heather, rise, Heather, rise. And so it became a part of so I got the H and I got the R. So it became a part of my blog and my story, and my social media started growing and growing and growing because people were so interested in my story, and I did it through my stories. Every day I went on my stories and I started just blogging for my whole day. Just people saw me brushing my teeth, getting my kids ready. It was a reality TV show. From the sun up to the sun down, people were watching me go into court. Every little thing I did, I allowed the world to watch me. And so it started growing and growing. And so from there, I then had to say, well, when I went through my divorce, the judge said, well, Mrs. Henderson, are you going to keep your maiden name, which is Ashley, or are you going to go to Henderson, keep Henderson? And I said, no, I'm going to make him and all of you in this system call me to what I had to become. And so she changed it during my divorce decree to Rise. Because if I would have did it any other time, I would have to go to court, pay for it. So I used that time to change my name. I said Heather Ashley, which is where I'm from, the Ashley family. Heather Ashley is no more. That's the little girl. Heather Henderson is dead to me. But Heather Rise is who I had to become. And so now I had Heather and Rise, and I was like, oh, it reminds me of the HER. But now I'm not focused on him because I'm not worried about my clapback season to him because now I've moved on. But I still like that HER. So that's when I incorporated Ella, because Ella is in Spanish her or she anyways. And so therefore, that's how I became Heather Ella Rise. So with that, I then branded my name. As you see, I have my own logo. And my logo talks about, really, it tells you my story. And so I am now complete. As you see, I have completion around me with that circle. And you see the H and the R. And so that's my symbol. As you see, I had to rise above. I had to fly above. And I put eagle's wings because eagles are the one bird that flies greater than any bird. And so with that, underneath that, I was not planted. I was not buried. I was planted. So those are my roots. And that's my logo. And so I created by hand this logo, and someone digitized it for me. And that's when I became a brand. So Heather Ella Rise is a brand. And when I say a brand, with brands, if I was Costco or McDonald's, there's certain things I don't like on Facebook, even if I'm like, ooh, that's funny, because it doesn't speak to my brand. So some people might post stuff because it doesn't speak to my brand, because now once you go online, that's a digital fingerprint. You can always trace it. So if somebody said, um, I hate anything that's green, and I like it. And, and if that became like a trend of, you know, prejudiceness or something, you can follow that and bring that up against me and say, you said you hate green. So I'm very cautious, because that's my brand. My brand has gotten me. And when I started with my social media, I started speaking now. I started talking and getting in front of my camera and telling my story and just talking about the situation, not him, because I don't give life to dead things. I talked about what my children experienced and what I experienced. And then it became a form of ministry. And so I started trying to help other people save their marriages based off of what the word of God said, not my situation. And it became a form of ministry. So from there, I started getting speaking engagements and things of that nature, and talking in churches and women platforms and stuff like that. So my Facebook and my socials is my business. It's my business brand. For you guys, it might be something different. Betty, you might want to start a clothing line, or you might become a nail tech or whatever. So your socials may not look like mine, but mine is branded socials based off of me. So I sell me to people. People hire me or contract me to come and do what I do best for me. And that's all I do. And so with that being said, that's going to be across the board. Now, my Facebook socials are different from Instagram, even though it's the same thing. My Instagram audience is different. Facebook audience, for anybody you guys might follow me, you might see certain things that, if I post a selfie, it's going to have, I will just, look at it. So the behavior on these platforms, now this is me preaching in the church. Okay. So that's a pinned, this is called a pinned video, where it will never move. No matter how much I post, this video will never move. It's a pinned post. And this is just a caption. So this is a selfie, and then the comments underneath here are certain things. Is going to be a different comment and mostly from men. On the other hand, so Instagram, on the other hand, is a completely different audience. Most people, respectfully, on Facebook are there, and they do the hopping in your DMs and sending unwanted messages that you're not asking for and things of that nature. Instagram, on the other hand, has a completely different audience. Instagram, on the other hand, you might have less people that engage with you than your Facebook, because Instagram only cares about pictures and very, very short videos. Facebook cares about captions, videos, and pictures. TikTok only cares about videos. So you might see, I'll give you an example. Now, how could doesn't show on here if I click on this. So does this show what the engagements are?
Two police cruisers just ahead after the junction, and I think he's coming off this exit here.
It's funny you say that, because the Miami police scanners did just announce that they are waiting ahead just a second ago.
Well, I think that's why he's coming
okay,
off,
right here. Let me put it on pause.
There is some traffic.
So as you see, this video that I posted doesn't speak to anything about me. But when I post, it doesn't speak about my speaking, doesn't speak about my divorce or what I do, right? I differentiate the things that I post based off of If I just posted selfies every day and videos of me speaking every single day, you kind of get used to Heather. You won't engage. So I post things that, for one, I like, and because one is going to be based off of what I like, what I find tasteful. And again, remember, this is Heather Ella Rise based on a true story. So this is my trueness. I tell people that meet me in professional world, and then I find out that they're following me on Facebook, and I'm like, you should just stay on on LinkedIn, because this is a completely different Heather than the woman in the suit that you met, and I'm not going to change that to appease you, because this is based on a true story.
Now, is that on Facebook?
This is on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and I'm going to show you something.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, ask your question again.
yeah, I wanted to know if that post that you posted was on Facebook, because I'm doing that on Facebook now and I'm not making any money.
Okay, I'm gonna show you why. So this video is on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And I'm gonna show you the difference on how this one did based on some other ones. Now, I chose this video because now this is what I put. I put the Hellcat goes up to 717 miles per hour. Is better than the Scat Pack, which only goes up to 485 miles per hour. That's a true statement. But I knew that it was going to draw in new followers who are interested in, that's guy talk. Guys love talking about stuff. And so it's going to, as you see right here, I just posted this on September the 9th. It has 15,000 views. By the time this is done monetizing in 30 days, it should be probably at maybe if it's at 15,000 and today is what, the 13th or so. So it should probably be within 30 days, maybe about 75 to 100,000 or a little bit over 100,000 views. It has X amount of shares. I can't see it on here, but if we look at it on the phone, on our phone. Now this doesn't speak anything about me, okay? But anybody that truly knows me knows that I love motorsports. And so I love fast vehicles. I build cars, but so I restore cars. That is a personal hobby of mine. And I'm also I love jet skiing. If you guys were in my other classes, I jet ski almost every weekend. I also own a Harley Davidson. A lot of people don't believe, but yeah, I ride motorcycles as well, and I like to ride them fast. And so I love, and I call it wind therapy. So one of my cars is a convertible. When I need wind therapy, I'm either going to hop in the convertible, or I'm going to hop on the motorcycle, or I'm going to take the jet skis out, because that wind therapy really helps me. And so so this speaks to my personality, because I like fast cars. Now, I don't agree with the high-speed chase, but if you watch it, it's very funny. That's why it has so many interests. The purpose of, and let me now address certain things. Now, this video is, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, they are selling cancer and you're buying it. So I talked about organic, and this is just a completely different video than the other ones. Now this one, I don't want to look on here. I'll just look on my phone. So this one has 342 plays. This video that we're looking at right here has 342 plays. That's completely different from the 15,000. That 15,000 is the people that I drew into my page. Because what happens is, the more you get to see me, the less you're going to engage with me. Your friends and your family do not like your post. Your friends and your family do not comment on your posts. They don't share your posts. In fact, the more that you grow on social media, your friends and family are going to dislike you. And I'm speaking the facts. They're not going to come out and say it, but your online social media is a reflection of really who you are. Every time Betty posts, I like if I see it. I like it. Because what I'm telling her is that I support you. And I'm letting her know I see you. One thing about being a social media content creator, whether you're a content creator with millions of followers or whether you took the time out to share a video of you and your kids at Disneyland, if I watch it, that means you caught my attention, whether I'm a hater or whether I want to watch it because you caught my attention. The best thing that you could do is to show that person that caught your attention on this app respect by hearting it or commenting it or something. I know who the people are. I have a family member that I can see because we're all friends as a family. And it's going to tell me that Betty liked Rashonda's post. And every time I see Rashonda's post, I can see that Betty liked it only because we're mutual friends. But I also know that she never likes mine. It tells me something. I know which relatives of mine are liking each other's posts, but don't like mine. But it's okay because you're not paying me. I mind the business that pays me. But I understand now what your temperature is about me. So and I tell people this all the time. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense to me for my social media. Because I don't post for likes. I post. Now I got 15,000 people that saw that. Let's look how many likes it was. Because everybody that sees your post, this is the video. It has only 2 shares, and only 3 comments, and it only has 79,000 likes. Does that speak to the volume of how many people saw it? I have over 20-something thousand followers. I can almost guarantee you every single one of my followers saw that video and watched it because I got your views in just a couple of days. So if I have more followers than the views, but you probably saw it because somebody like myself who posts a lot and who has a large following, I'm probably on the top of your timeline every day, most likely. And you're going to get sick of seeing me, regardless if you like me, if you're attracted to me, if you think I'm funny, or if you whatever, or even if you hate me. So that's why I differentiate my post, because when you see it, you're not seeing Heather, you're seeing the post. And then those that are judgmental that don't want to support you, because some people, you ever got them people you just scroll past as soon as you see it, you just scroll past, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to unfriend them or unfollow them. But you see it, it's like, oh, so you just scroll past. I got them too. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time it's the people that actually know me. That's the reason why I don't get close to followers and stuff like that, or people. I keep it at a business level, because once you know me, it waters down your respect for me. You know what I'm saying? When I counsel women and stuff like that, I don't like, not to get spiritual, but Jesus Christ took 3 years before he called somebody a friend. I kind of follow after him. So I don't call people friends. I keep them exactly at the place where I met them, because the moment that I call you a friend, you don't take my advice as much when you was calling me for advice, and when you were, depending on me, for as a counselor. Now I'm your friend. You don't respect me as much. And so I have enough friends. So I keep it like that. So with that being said, if you don't post videos, it doesn't show. Like if I didn't have this video, you see that as 15,000 people watched it, but only 79 people engaged with it. Now, these 79 people didn't have to engage with it. But what it does tell me, analytically speaking, because I have analytics on here, well, it shows me people. And also Facebook gives my followers badges that I can see. And those are the people that I engage with. Those are the people that I will speak to. Those are the people that hop in my DMs, when I see stuff like this, and let's just say Terrell Pointer posts on his Facebook page that his daughter is selling Girl Scout cookies, I'm going to be one that's going to support him. Because if I see that this person is constantly supporting my content, I'm going to support that. That's what this Facebook is to unite friends. And now I would consider people that engage with my posts on a true good level, I consider them social media friends. And I see the types of things. Curl Mr. November always engages. I see that this person engages on my Facebook content on my page and also in my sources. I can see those notifications. Now, here I have thousands of notifications, so I don't see everything, right? Because these is thousands of these notifications, okay? So it's hard for me to see, but the ones that engage the most is they stand them out the most. Facebook does. So I know who are my supporters. But at the end of the day, without having any supporters, the views tells me exactly how much interest I'm keeping of you. So how I differentiate my page is you're always going to get all the time. You're going to get a caption. This is, now you see what I did here. I said, describe a color without using the name of the color. That's going to cause engagement. Okay. So I have people that thought it was funny and then 54 comments. And so you post things that cause not just them to engage with you, but for them to engage with each other. That's what makes social media fun, is the engagement, you know? So after a while, I stop engaging in it because it's too many notifications and I can't keep up. Then always post a selfie. The selfie is going to draw people back to you. Okay. This is how I do it. Always post a selfie. I normally post a selfie every weekend or whatever. Every Saturday it's called another Heathering Day. And it's not for, it's really not for it's just reminding you, hey, I'm here, because you might start seeing things and you don't see my face and it draws people back to you, to your page. This is something, now this speaks to my personality. Me as a Christian having faith in something at the wrong place, the wrong time. It's funny. So he throws the ball and then somebody gets in the way, boop. And so, it catches the attention. Mm-hmm. It's something different. Let's see what those views are for that one. So on Facebook, it has 722 plays. On Instagram, that very same video has 4,000. Because when I posted it from here to there at the same exact time. So it has better retention on Instagram than it did on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? But those views are going to, now I have over 4,000 views on Instagram. I have almost 800 on Facebook by today. So let's just round that up to 5,000. Those are going to be two separate checks, but they're both from Facebook because my deposits come from Meta. So even though Facebook only gave me 722, Instagram gave me 4,000. So somebody might say, I don't want to watch her stuff because I don't want to give her views. Well, guess what? I got them anyways over there. And it's going to come on one check. You see what I'm saying? So just because you see something on Facebook, or it might not do well on Facebook, let me show you. Now, remember I showed you that video of the high-speed chase? You know why that told me that video was going to do good? Let me, how do I get just to my videos, child? I'm going to show you how I look at things, and the analytics is what tells me, okay, I'm under videos. Okay, so these are all my videos. And I like it that all your videos are clean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be right around here. Is this it? No, it's not. For whatever reason, I don't know why I don't see it on Facebook, but I'm gonna find it on here then. On Facebook, let me just go so I can show you exactly. I got to show you this. That one was a funny one. Okay. Lord have mercy. Okay, let me show you this one right quick. This one. So this man gets baptized, right? Real quick. So, it speaks to my niche, right? It's Christian, it's clean Christian, funny stuff. Right here it has 1.6 thousand plays, only 10 shares, 9 comments, and 28 views. Well, I posted that very same video on TikTok. Now this is my TikTok. I posted it's got to be around, where's it at? Here it is. You see it? Has 1.7 million views. This is a good payday for me, okay? So we're talking about $1,000 just from this video, okay? So on Instagram, that one video on Instagram is, so on Facebook, it was what, about 2,000 views or so? What was it? Something like that. Oh, so it was something like that, right? On Instagram, it's at 2,042 views. So let's just say between Facebook and Instagram, that's a meta paycheck. Let's just round it up to three and three. So let's just say 6,000, 5,000 to 6,000 views, right? But on TikTok, the same video, that's why it's not good to follow me on all of them, because you're going to get the same content, because I'm not trying to speak to you. I'm speaking to the new people, right? So here I have 1.7 million views. Now that's that. So now that tells me something. It tells me that this type of video, which is a short video, it's not that long. It's about, I think, 47 seconds. I got you the moment that you came in. And so it's like, and that tells me something as a creator, what I need to post again. Most likely not from myself, but something else that I might find. And then I'm going to repost it, because that's somebody else's stuff. Now, the original content creator didn't get as many views because from their original posting, but it got a reach because of me, and so then it started sharing and stuff like that. But it's funny. So that tells me it tells me what the algorithm thinks of me. So now I know how that one did. Now, the one with the race car one, now, like, for instance, this one is, for this one, it says, why strong black man? So this man is a real strong black, this looks like it's LA. He looked like maybe he's a Crip or a Blood or something. And he's a part of the LGBTQ community. So that one, yeah. So that one got a 93,300 views. That's a good paycheck. On Instagram, where is he at? On Instagram, it got only 2,000 views. So on Facebook, it's probably going to be about the same. So it's on here, it did better. You see what I'm saying? Now on here, you're going to get most of my biblical teachings. I don't really do much on that as much as I do on Facebook. Like most of my biblical teachings and my Bible study teachings are all on here. So these are, I do series of them, and this is all Bible study, Bible study, Bible study. That's my content. This is 133,000, 10,000. So people that come to my TikTok page, they want to hear the word of God. Facebookers don't. So I still don't stop sharing it on Facebook, because you're going to get this word regardless. For me, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I am not ashamed to say that I'm a Christian. And so with that being said, if you don't like what I believe in, who I follow, just don't follow me, because I ain't going to see it anyways. But you're going to get this word. So on on TikTok, my ministry goes a lot further, because that's what they're there for. Facebook and Instagram, they don't care about hearing me talk about the word of God. So most of it goes here and YouTube. That's where that kind of information goes on. Facebook, they're there for quick entertainment. They like to see people fighting, or I'm not going to promote that, so I don't do that, but stuff like this or whatever. But it went really well on TikTok. And it was something different for my TikTok followers to get something a little bit different from the seriousness of just talking about the gospel all the time. But I captioned it to align with who I am. So I captioned it, woe to the one, the Bible says, woe to the one who calls good evil and evil good, so that everything that I post, I bring it back to my niche. My niche is Christianity. Your niche might be whatever your niche is, Hinduism or whatever it is that you like, believe, whatever. But you're going to have your own followers for that. So that's how I want you guys to understand that, for your friends and family, chances are you don't need to follow them on all of their platforms, because you don't need to follow me on all of my platforms, because you're going to get the same content. But I'm speaking to different audiences. You see what I'm saying? So there are some things that I post on TikTok that I just will not post on Facebook, because it's not going to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? I know the kind of followers that are on Facebook. Facebook likes selfies of me. Facebook likes captions that will grab you. Funny things. I always try to do a couple of captions a week. I never reshare captions. I normally just create captions and stuff like that. So some of the things that are funny, I'll do things again. Like here's one where I said so this and it's like, what, having faith. It's like, this is what our faith walk look like. You know what I'm saying? So it speaks to my personality, but I didn't originally record this. Okay. But this video gave me thousands and thousands of views, but it speaks to who I am, so it's like, this is our faith walk. And so you try to find things that are close to your niche. Here's one that speaks to men. So I'm grabbing men, because I can either grab you men by one of two ways: a selfie or something that you're going to like, football. I don't want to grab you men all the time with selfies, because now I'm leading you into lust. And for me, because that's the response that I get from men. From women, hey, sis, beautiful outfit, nice shoes, get it, girl. Hey, sis, I see you. Men, on the other hand, the way that I grab the men and gravitate to them, and the reason is I'm going to grab you in because the next thing that follows, what you think that's going to follow after that? A Bible verse. Yeah, I'm going to grab you in. I'm going to be like Sarah, and I'm going to get you. The Bible says that Sarah was a beautiful woman and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to use what I know works, which is looks. And I'm going to grab you in, which is starting off with your lustful ways. And so, but I'm going to lead you out of your sin by giving you the word of God. And that's how I'm going to get you. And that's my niche. So every time so for those for you on Facebook, when you see a selfie, know that it is, I don't post selfies. When I look at people posting selfies, it's kind of like, well, for me, like I said, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. If it's not something that monetizes, captions don't monetize. But if it doesn't do for me the kingdom of God, it doesn't make sense. because that's my niche, right? So everything that I post makes sense for me. So when I'm looking at other people's posts, sometimes I'm like, as a creator, my mind is like, what was this for? Like, so I can tell thirst trapping. You know, for I see people that's recording their workout videos. For what? To get to work, work it out. Why are you involving us? Work out. Because when I'm in the gym, the one thing I can't stand is you setting up your tripod and everything else. Can I please get on those bars? Right. You're thirst trapping. You're trying to get attention. And it's because you're not, it tells me a lot about what's going on in today's day. A lot of people are lonely. A lot of people are lonely. And social media tells me a lot about you when I see you online. Your behavior online tells me a lot about you. It tells me I have, I'll give you an example. I judge people online. Rightfully so, I have that right. Man tried to talk to me the other day on social media. I looked at his background. And he had garbage all over the floor. There was a bed on the floor. And if you think for 1 minute that I applaud you for having the courage to step up to a woman like me. But I just want you to know, have your stuff together. You have a question? Let me give you a mic.
Do you benefit financially when somebody share your video?
Yes. Because I only benefit because of the views. I get those 15,000 views that you saw did not necessarily come from Heather Ella Rise Enterprises based on a true story. But it only had 2 shares. So most likely it did come from me. But if I had 15,000 views and it had 175 shares, most likely those 15,000 views came because you shared it. So that's the reason why I engage in people's posts, because I'm supporting you. So most people also, what you're going to realize is that the people that know you, your friends and family, the less they're going to support you, especially with them knowing what I do, why I do this for. If I don't like her post or watch her stuff, she's not going to get paid. But little do you know, there's over 100,000 people that follow me. So I don't need your one less eye. Because I say it. Yeah. Her question is, how do they know that I'm monetized? Betty, how'd you find out I'm monetized? She only knows because I said it. Huh?
Yeah, you posted your receipts.
I posted my receipts. And I said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. The reason why I told everybody why I monetize is to let you guys know that I'm not thirst trapping for you. Thirst trapping is a word that where you see people take the side selfies and the booty selfies or whatever to get your engagements. But to me, I'm like, unless you got a fans only, or OnlyFans page, baby, what's the purpose of it? If you want to show your tail, but at least get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take selfies every single day, at least have it to where you're drawing in more followers so you can get paid for it. Other than that, what's the purpose for that? Because I'm looking at it in a business aspect. Other than that, or I'm looking at it like, dang, this person is really lonely. They're not getting attention from their mate at home, their spouse or whatever, because they want us to give them that attention. Mm-hmm. A badge is for you, for the people that is following you. Sorry, my cell phone is I'm getting a whole bunch of notifications. Sorry. The badge, so when you get a badge, the more that let's just say if you were one of my followers, and I'm sorry, you guys, it's like, I don't know, I'm getting a lot, but we are live on my social media, so it's probably the engagements.
You making money.
Yeah, exactly. So, so your badge is basically, you'll get a badge. The more that you, there's different badges. The more that you engage with my post will give you a badge. And it would basically let you know, it lets me know that you support me. It only that's one type of badge. It lets the creator know who my fans are, the people that engage with my, because we don't see everything. I get that, on my Instagram page, I tell people all the time, please don't, my Instagram is flooded with notifications, and these is just from the past 4 seconds.
So do you accept all of them?
My stuff is open.
Oh.
So this is just, I'm already down. So this is, and so Instagram, so it's every second, every moment I'm getting notifications. So I don't see these types of things.
I'm in friend requests. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I don't get friend requests.
When you're a content creator, you don't get, it's not a friend request.
It's a follow.
Yeah,
Oh, I got another question.
So you have to get
when
over
you- yeah.
5,000 followers. I had got 5,000 followers in 24 hours because it started on Facebook. I think I told you guys the story on, when I went through my divorce. When I changed my Facebook picture from my married picture and changed it to a selfie, for some reason, the algorithm was like, this girl is free. And it did something. I started as God is my witness, I started getting Facebook requests just crazy. I had hit the 5,000 mark within like that same week. So if I changed it on Monday, I'll tell you by Wednesday or Thursday, I had already hit the max. Once you hit 5,000, Facebook automatically turns your page to a fan page.
Yeah.
And then you have to accept that. You have to accept it. So now, when you hit the 5,000, it asks you, do you want to turn this into a fan page? If you say yes, that's how people follow you, because I can't accept any more friends. No, you don't become monetized until after you hit 10,000.
10,000?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, you can become monetized very fast because you can have a video that does really well and you can get that 10,000. My social media is new. This is 2024. Mm-hmm. I've only been divorced or separated since 2019, so only 5 years. But remember, I told you I didn't start posting until 2020. So I've been able to reach over 100,000 people collectively on all of my social media in 4 years. Go ahead.
So can you explain about the blue check mark? Because a lot of people feel like, I've had people say that they feel like you can't monetize unless you have the blue check mark. And
the Rise don't have no blue check mark because I'm not paying you $14 a month to bring people to I'm already bringing people to your platform. And so basically it was just another way. It's kind of like In-N-Out Burger. Everybody heard of In-N-Out Burger? Do you know In-N-Out Burger sells t-shirts and hats?
No.
They do. They sell t-shirts and hats. Yeah, you could buy one. They have it advertised on their window when you pay. It's right there. I've never bought one. So I'm already bringing business to your business. I don't need to be a walking billboard for you neither. Because that's what a In-N-Out Burger t-shirt is. It's a walking billboard. When you're wearing Calvin Klein, that's a walking billboard. When you're wearing DKNY or Nautica, I'm bringing old school stuff because that's what I did in high school. But, it's a walking billboard. Kansas City Chiefs, you're a walking billboard for them. Mm-hmm. So go ahead. What's your question?
So basically, to get paid, you have to just accept all the friend requests that you get?
In order to get to yes, I started accepting everybody. On Facebook, I accept everybody. And unfortunately, with Facebook, unlike Instagram, I now have to see my first 5,000, I now have to see what's on your stuff. Because on Facebook, you friends request me. Now we're friends. Now, if you posted about, getting high or whatever it is, your whatever it is that you like and do, now I got to see it. But what happens is I started unfollowing. I'm still friends, but I unfollow that because I don't want to see those types of things. So what Facebook understands, because it is a computer, and the good thing about it, Facebook is a computer, okay? And so it's recognizing what you like. That person that's constantly, posting things that are distasteful for you, they're not going to end up on your algorithm. And the more and so Betty ends up on my algorithm. Betty, how many friends do you have on Facebook? You have more than 1,000?
I think it's 1.3K.
Okay, so you have less than 2,000. So you have less than 2,000 friends.
Yes.
Now, she shows up on my feed. She shouldn't, based off of the fact of how many friends that I have and followers that I have versus how many she's not a content creator, but I see her all the time. Why do you think that I see her all the time? Mm-mm.
Because I'm engaging with you.
I'm engaging with her. I'm engaging with her. So if I'm not engaging with her, Facebook not only tells me that I like her, but if we share mutual friends, which we do, I see their stuff too. So the computer is letting me know it's telling me what I like and stuff like that. You have a question?
So are you saying that there's no really a setting that you have to change? It's just about getting all the followers to be monetized?
Yes. So now moving forward, now that you guys have that understanding, if you want to monetize, starting with Facebook, your stuff has to all be open, unfortunately.
Public.
So every post that I post is public. If I want to make a private post, it's only going to speak to my friends, which are the first 5,000. So if I make a public post, it's going to speak to the 25 or 30,000 followers that it is, plus everybody else in the world.
And it gives you the option when you make a post if
Yes.
you want it to be public
Public,
or private as
Friends
well.
only,
So,
a selected few.
so
you know what
can
I'm
always
saying?
do that. You can, I mean, just make it public to get where you're trying to get to. But if you want something to be private, then you have that option.
But what if your first 5,000 is not all your friends?
We don't care about that.
Oh, you don't care?
I don't
Okay.
need 5,000 friends in my personal life. My life will be terrible if I had 5,000 people that I had to keep up with. Because you have to understand that Facebook is not your friends. And in all honesty, Facebook ain't even your family. Your family is the ones that actually call you on the phone. Your family members by blood is the ones that show up to your kid or your grandkids' stuff. Your family is the one that, that checks in on you and don't, you know what I'm saying? If you post stuff that's like, I'm having a bad day, the family member calls you.
Mm-hmm.
So Facebook is not friends and it is not family. It is just so people that like to watch you. It's really what it is. Go ahead.
Do you have a personal or a business page? And can you talk about the difference between having a personal Facebook as a meta business suite?
Yes. So I have a, as you see here, Heather Ella Rise Enterprises based on a true story. That is my business page to my business. Heather Ella Rise, you have to understand is if you look at my profile here, it should tell you somewhere in the details when I opened up my Facebook page. It's going to say 2009. Okay. Because I went from MySpace to Facebook, like the rest of us did. Okay. So it started off as a personal page, but then I started telling my story. That's why it's called Heather Ella Rise, based on a true story. And so, TikTok is the same thing. Heather Ella Rise based on a true story. Everywhere is Heather Ella Rise based on true, because this is really my story. I'm the president of the chairperson of the Women of Global Change, and I have people from the Women of Global Change that follow me, but I'm like, if you want to see the Women of Global Change, Heather, just meet me on the WGC Facebook page, because I'm not going to differentiate who I am sitting as your board president for just because I'm trying to appease you and hold this status. I don't do that, because this is who I really am. Now, I do have the business page to her enterprises, and that is all my that is my clothing line. So Heather Ella Rise Enterprises is the umbrella of everything I do. It's my blogs, it's my book, it's everything that I do. Also my clothing line, which is called Under Construction by Heather Ella Rise. So that's where you could find that at.
I didn't know if you had to have a business, like if the meta business suite.
I wasn't familiar if you had to actually have a business page, and I work with a couple of clients and manage their business pages for my personal page, but I wasn't sure if you still had to have it labeled with Meta as a business page on both Insta to start the monetization and the
So
process.
so my business page is not monetizing. The one for her enterprises, that business page doesn't monetize. This one, oh, I'm sorry, that's at TikTok. That business page, this one right here, it doesn't monetize.
Okay.
And I do cross posts, but not everything, because like it's just mostly, it has mostly like my clothing line and stuff like that that's on here. As you see, like you guys didn't see, see these types of things. So this is just, I don't really use it, but I have it there. And people that follow me end up finding it and they follow it anyhow. But as you see, it only has 154 followers, okay, with 151 likes. So that 154 followers and 151 likes is combined about 300 followers to that page.
Okay.
So is your business and your personal connected? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How long am I gonna have to hold this?
Okay.
I just want to ask a question about. Oh, it's not. It does.
That's
Oh, it
because
is?
the social
Oh,
media
okay.
can hear where I'm live streaming. They hear
Oh,
you.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so you can't.
I'm
It doesn't
sorry.
echo in here.
What I wanted to know is to get monetized. Is this followers, views, or is it a combination of all the social media?
To become monetized, good question, is going to be your followers. It's going to start with your friends on Facebook.
Thank you.
Starts with the 5,000. From there, after you get to 5,001, those are now followers. So that 5,001 person is now a follower. They're no longer, they cannot even become a friend.
So when do the views begin?
The views can kick. You can have 2 followers and have a video go viral. It's just not going to monetize.
Okay.
So you're going to start off with the 5,000. It then converts from 5,000 to 10,000. Once you get to that 10, that 5,000 to 10,000 is going to be 5,001 to 10,000 is going to be followers only. And then after that, you're able to monetize once you hit that 10,000.
Okay, so that money comes from the viewers and the 10,000.
Yes, so your followers comes from after you get friends,
Right.
and then that when you start monetizing is based off of your views.
Right.
Okay, so it comes based off of your views. I get paid off of your views. Now let me give you a secret. The view is 3 seconds. The view is so us content creators, the moment that you now as an example, this video right here, I was going to show you this one. This video right here is another cop one. It has 7.6 million views. This was a very big payday. Now this is on Instagram. Okay, it's 7.6. If you guys go to my Instagram page, you'll see it pinned to the top. 7.6 million views. This one right here is 3.8 million views. And so, but it's a different view count on Facebook. Okay. So once you, let's like this one. That's about 4 or 5 seconds. So you're going to want to hear what she has to say, right? For what? Second of all, I put the quote, this quote lives rent free in my mind. So the time that you're reading it, even if you don't watch it, I got your view. So you have to make sure that your videos have a, not a caption at the bottom, but has something that's going to draw me in, because it pays me off of 3 seconds. So if you're doing this and you just up, most likely that's somebody that's stalking you, that's just going, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, most of my stuff is something that you could read first. So I might draw something like this one got 7.6 million views. The moment you realize the cops played football in high school, who do you think that's talking to? Men. Also, it's a high-speed chase. Who doesn't want to watch it? But you just read the caption first. So you have an understanding of whatever's about to happen, it's about to go down, because I just said the moment you realize this person didn't know that the cops play football. So you know you're about to see a tackle. You're going to sit there and watch. Now that video, sorry, it went away. That video was about, now remember her, she says, and then it's going to loop again. I don't know what's been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up. So, and I said, that's a good quote. You know, she actually got bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. I took all the whole interview out. I cut that one part out. And because this was an actual live, news thing. It was a mass thing of mosquitoes and wherever she lives. And she was like, I don't know what's been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up. So y'all need to figure out what's going on. She kept talking, but that right there, I cut, I captured, I did it. This is a good quote. I could put it on a t-shirt and it got millions of views. Now it's not me, but it speaks, it's funny. And you know what I'm saying? It speaks to my personality. And I know that it's going to draw you in. Mm-hmm.
Do you get paid from going live?
Only on TikTok. On TikTok, I do. TikTok monetizes going live. And also, my videos also on Facebook get monetized by you when it's like you can send them gifts and stuff like that. So I just got a payment today.
That's the stars.
That's the stars. So I'm gonna show you right here. Meta. I got an invoice, and this is, I don't know, it's probably hard for you guys to see it, but this is it right here. As you see, this is from Meta. It says this is my invoice, and I made $9.22. That's just from whoever was sending me those gifts for my videos. I don't know who they are. No, just whatever video that they saw. So this is another payment that just comes. Like, so these are just, I always get payments from Meta. That was today. I got that today at 9:46 a.m. And then I got another one from Meta yesterday for $11.48. I don't know what it's from, but it's probably from those people sending those gifts from the stars. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
2 quick questions. I think, if I can remember, when you said you get those followers on Facebook and then you have to see them, you have to make sure they're not, whatever, and then they become followers, and you said, how do you?
My friends are still my friends.
So can you do that as soon as they come in?
Yes, but that's a lot of work to where if you send me a friend's request, let me see, is there somebody in here that doesn't know me? Okay, you don't know me, you have no connections. Can you send me a friend's Oh, no. I need somebody that has a connection to me, because that's the only way I'm gonna get a friend's request. Because if you go to my page, it's gonna only say follow. Yeah. For you, are you connected with Betty or anybody else?
No.
You're connected with Betty? Go to my page, and then it should tell you to send me a friend's request. Uh-huh. Now, it should. Now, the one thing about the friends is that you can only up to have 5,000. But sometimes I delete people, and I leave that space also. And some people delete me. And so it's only okay, so I'm it should say add friend. Okay, yeah. So she's added me as a friend. She can only add me as a friend because she's friends with Betty. It only allows you to follow me because we don't have any connections. Now with her, as now I got the one. So it tells me to confirm. So when I go to here, let me go into her page. And then I respond. I could have hit confirmed, but I didn't want to hit confirm yet because, well, let me respond and let me confirm. Now what I could do now, if I don't want to see what she has to say, I'm gonna hit those 3 little dots right there. And then it says following. Now I have the option to unfollow her, follow, or favorites, but we're still friends. So that means if I unfollow her, I don't have to see what she has to say.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah,
So yes,
Okay. Yeah.
But when you start getting a lot of friends requests, that is a lot of work. So what happens is, instead of doing that, I get people sometimes. I got one person that was definitely a gang member, because he was holding up the stuff like this, and he was like this, and it looked like he was in jail. Well, for me, that could be an opportunity for
Witnessing.
witnessing. So for me, what I did do was I accepted his friend request, but I made sure I unfollowed, because what I did was I looked at his content. And because sometimes that could just be their page, but I want to look at your content. And if what you're talking about is, Crips and Bloods and stuff from the whatever, I'm saying, and you smoking a joint or whatever else like that, I don't want to see, because that was your most recent post. That means you haven't changed. You're still gang banging at this age, and I don't want to have nothing to do with nonsense. So for that being said, I unfollowed. Now he can only see my stuff. And if I get on his nerves, he'll just unfriend me or block me or whatever the case may be. But when you're trying to grow that type of social media, you're going to have to accept everybody.
Okay. Yes. And once you said once you get paid off of videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You don't get paid off. Then it just keeps growing from there. You don't keep getting paid.
I get paid if you look at a video of mine that is 2 or 3 years old. I'm getting paid off of that, even during the time before I started monetizing.
How much do you get paid? Or
I make it doesn't.
No, I don't mean in a hold. I mean
each view,
right? Or do you get paid per view, or how does it work?
So TikTok tells you that for every 100 views, it's I think $3 or something like that for that one video. So remember I showed you the video, $7.7 million. That's over $1,000 for that one video.
Oh, so it's the views that goes to the video. It's not for the video, but it's the views, traffic that comes to whatever you're posting.
Yes. That's how you go viral.
So it's like $3 per view.
That's just for TikTok. Okay. They post their payment algorithm. Instagram and Facebook does not. They don't.
So you just receive.
Yes, but you kind of start to realize, like, okay, in this month, let me see. Let me see. Okay, it's by 30 days, right? So, so Facebook sent me $1,016.19. Okay. And this is Instagram. Instagram sent me $1,222.12. This says my earnings as of between August 1st and August 15th was already at $201.69. So this was the payment on August the 15th. This $1,200 was payment for August 15th, but it was from July. Now, Instagram pays twice a month, because as you see, this says from August 1st to August 15th. So far I had at this time from August, so far, whatever date this was probably like the beginning of August. So probably like the 3rd or the 4th of August, I was already at $200. So I still had to get to the 15th. Then it pays me on the 15th from the 30th of July. It's like that. So my views from this payment was on August the 30th is going to be from my views from the 1st to the 15th, which gets paid on the 30th. Okay. So Instagram gets paid, you get paid twice a month. Gotcha. So Facebook, so that was Facebook. This was just my most recent payment. So Facebook was $1,016, Instagram was $1,200, and then let me see, because I had sent those. YouTube was like 600 and something bucks. Let me see if I can find my YouTube one. Yes, it is. So YouTube, here's a screenshot that I sent someone. $647.19. Now, everything on YouTube is not, I don't post none of this funny stuff on YouTube. I only post Bible from me on YouTube. That is this.
That's a personal choice, right?
Huh? So now we're talking about YouTube. So this is my YouTube channel. Everything on here is Bible. Everything. On Facebook, it's the differentiation of stuff.
That's a personal choice, right?
That is my personal choice because my YouTube channel is, this is my channel. This is my channel, like HBO or whatever. This is my channel. So if you go to my channel, you're going to see my videos of just Heather. Go ahead.
So I just want to sum up everything that I understood from what you just said. So basically, to monetize your social media, it's about making most of what you do public and driving traffic to your page.
Yes.
So whatever you post, whatever it brings viewers and people who watch, and that's how you get paid.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. So let me show you now. What time is it? 12:42. Let me show you, Betty. Can I use yours as an example? Yes. Let me show you what I had told Betty. This was some advice. I've never really used on the computer. How do I find you? How do I search? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, here it is. It's up here. Okay. So Betty wants to monetize, right? So her picture is good. She has 1.5 thousand. She has 1,500 followers.
Keep going through all the political stuff.
Okay. I was one video that I said I wanted to. Oh, let me just go to your videos.
She can start monetizing, right?
No, she needs to get to 10,000. So let me go to her video. So this is what I want. This is how you're going to start drawing people. Okay. So let me look at her stuff. Okay. So that one was of her and her sister, right? Okay. So this tells me this is really a personal page of Betty just expressing herself, showing us who she is. And it's like a magazine. Facebook is a magazine of you, right? So there was one. Nope, that's okay, here's Vegas is cooling down. Let's look at this one. So no, that's not it. It was one where she had, now that right there, is this it? Because it looks like you're using a bunch of pictures. Okay, here we go. Here's one. I'll give you an example on how I can make this go viral.
Make it go viral.
All right, let's stop. Too much walking. You've lost my interest, right? So what you would do if I was splicing this video, I would make it go, you know how they walk real fast? I would splice that up and fast forward that to, because the first 3 seconds, I want to know where you're going. There's no caption that's telling me what I'm watching, because you can fool me, and now you're gonna get the algorithm, and now I'm gonna start seeing a whole bunch of your videos that I don't really care to see because you're not posting about nothing. Everybody that's on Facebook, you're on Facebook in the bed, on the toilet, in the tub, at work, in the car, at a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? So that the reason why you're on Facebook and Instagram in the bed, because you can't sleep, because your mind is everywhere, because you're not at peace. On the toilet, because you can't stand to be by yourself. So, whatever you're doing, sometimes you're on the toilet longer because you're on social media. Because you can't stand to just have that moment by yourself. You have to constantly see stuff. In the car, constantly checking notifications. That's because you're looking for validation. Or because you have such a short attention span that waiting at a light for 1 minute and 30 seconds it's too long for you and you need to be entertained. At work, it's because you're at work and you don't want to be there. And you know, and any other reasons why you at a club, because you're there, but you're not there. You know what I'm saying? You ever had a conversation with somebody across the dinner table or whatever, and you're there, but you're like looking at them, but you don't hear a thing that they're saying. So you're there, but you're not there. And that's why you see people at a club or at a lounge. It's because they're not enjoy, or at a this one really bothers me, at a concert and you're filming on live. If I wanted to be at that concert, I would have bought my own ticket.
Right.
Enjoy the moment that you're there. Because what you're doing is, or the person that travels, if you're not a travel blogger, it makes no sense for you to just report the whole thing. What you're doing is that you're either most likely looking for validation that you're showing people that you travel, or two, you're trying to make somebody jealous.
Well, my thing is, how are you enjoying it if
Yeah.
you're filming every second of
I
it?
have somebody that uploaded 115 pictures. And if that's the case, put it in a photo album. Because you took all of these pictures, not so you can enjoy them. Like when you go to your grandmama's house and you look at them old pictures, you're really in the moment. But we don't print our pictures anymore. So you only took 115 pictures to show me or to show us, so you can have something that's be like, I'm here, I'm there. See, there's a language. You know how people say that there's a lot that can be said without even speaking a word? There is a language in social media that a lot of people speak that I can tell, that I can read right through them. If I can see your whole, and you're not a travel blogger, and you took all that time to post to show me that you were in Chicago, you're not even in like Thailand or, you know, the Congo, or you went to Jamaica where everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like Southwest want to get away. You can go to Jamaica right now for $149. So you're really, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense to me. So you took out all of that time to not experience the elephants and not experience the whales and to not experience this to show me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So you're sharing this, but you should have been in that moment. So people that are, you know, so like I was saying, people that are on social media, those are the reasons why they're on social media.
I have two questions and they were brief. So can you use a video, an old video, and post it on your
Yes
on YouTube? The reason I say that is I was in Austin earlier this year and I actually took a video in my son's backyard, sent it to the news, and it did go viral. So can you repost that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, if it has the news stamp on it, then you could be the social media might think that you won't. It probably won't push it out in the algorithm if it says, let's just say CNN or Fox, because it's not going to know that you were the original person.
No, I have the video that
the original video.
I sent
Okay,
it to
yeah.
them. Yeah.
So if you have the original video, then absolutely yes. I'd have no. I repost old videos all the time because that's new money, that's new traffic. And you know what I'm saying? And I even leave the old one way down at the bottom because it's not in the algorithm anymore. So if you guys see on my page, I think I reposted one that has over 1 million views on Facebook. And I said, this video has gone viral, but that's because that's an old video still going viral. Now, real quick, just while I have this up here right quick, and then I'll answer your questions. Betty, with this, you know, starting from the beginning, you got our attention. Like, what is happening? Because it's quiet. Okay, it's quiet. Now, if you don't have a caption there, it's quiet. Your viewer wants to know, where are you going? Is it scary? Is it funny? You know what I'm saying? Is it surprising? So now, this is where you should have sped it up, the video.
Because we are curious now.
We're curious.
Yeah.
In the app, I'll show you. You just catfished us because we watching it, and then you're showing us your thing, right? Your pool. Now, let me tell you something. If you were a pool cleaner or a landscape gardener, that would have been a good video. Okay? Because like if we know that you are a landscaper or a pool cleaner or a pool builder, that's a great video. Now, the noise in the background could be annoying to people because you have to understand you don't just speak to, like, I use captions. Why? Because I'm not just speaking to people who don't want to. It speaks to various people. Captions speak to people that don't like to hear sound on their phone or who's sneaking at work. Captions also goes to people that are ADA, who can't hear. And so you have to, so this noise, when you were listening to your video, if it was me, this could have been problematic to some people that, or like flashes, you know, once when you post, you posting for an audience, right? So though that should have been to make people look, it would have been great if you would have added music to it. It would have been great if you would have had speaking on it. And I'll show you guys what some people do. They will post a regular video and overwrite it with let's see if I can find one. Like, let's see if I can find an example of one. Like, okay, so let's just say if this was the video that she's doing, and then it's some motivational speaking, like, you know, today might have been a really bad day for you, and you know, and you just need to sit down and relax. Well, it's doing two things. It's getting you the auditory motivation that you need, but it's also giving you the visual representation. Right. So the original person that created this is selling you by the visual, but I'm keeping you interested by the auditory. So for you, this would have been great if you would have had, I'll give you an example. I'll show you, I'll use a voiceover auditory that I have, that I did for a video with my Cane Corso dog. Now, when I post my dog, he gets a lot of, okay, here's one. I believe you were meant. Okay, let's do. So hold on. Let's play hers from the beginning. And let's turn. Not damaged goods, and you are not broken. You are not a failure or worthless or a burden. You are not weak. You are not a waste of space. You see it? Yeah. And you are not alone. Oh, yeah. Get it? Yeah. You are important. A big difference. Big difference. You are needed. You are smart and beautiful and strong. You see that? I'm sorry that you're going through a hard time right now, and I know that it feels like it will never end. But I promise you there are better days just around. Oh, yeah, I like it. And if she wanted to hear all of that, we would slow that down. Very best version. Okay. So this is, the caption says, how my 150-pound Cane Corso treats company. Now, I think this is, so here's another video. Now, this is probably showing me that something is wrong. And if she used this song and turned the camera around and just let us stare at her, she would just look at us. That's all she had to do. You know what I'm saying? With that song. But it sounds better with this one. So this message is for you. Because they're not watching you for your plants and your shrubbery. They're listening. Right. But the sound, it resonates to the serenity. Listening to this out loud, that's not serenity for me. And I don't know what you're trying to show us. And it's like, this would have been a great video. Like I told her, that would have gotten views because of the sound that she put over. But if she didn't want the sound, if she didn't want to use the sound, and she turned her camera around and said, I got a story to tell. So it'll look like this. Stop it right there. Turn the camera. I got a story to tell. You're going to watch and you're not going to care about that buzzing noise in the background because she got something to say and that's juicy. Right. So now you have to you're going to capture your audience by either that caption that I showed you that got the 7.7 million views. I knew my target audience. I was trying to collect men and I was trying to collect people who like, you know, who hate the police. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of audience right there because I don't want just Bible toting folk that's following me. I want everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm only posting, you know, if I don't follow ESPN because I don't care about sports, but the moment ESPN talks about something that talks to me and relates to me, that's how they get my follow, by differentiating what they're posting. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, so if when she turns, she's going to capture us by the auditory, even though she didn't post nothing that was worthy watching. For us, it was worthy to her because that's her masterpiece. I'm assuming that's your backyard. Or somebody, or it tells me as a viewer that she likes landscapes. She likes the serenity of a backyard and a pool. I can tell that about her, right? And so with that being said, what that's really telling me is that she enjoys the outdoors or to be in a peaceful setting. Because you're speaking without speaking. I can read you. And so with that being said, she's in somebody's backyard, but she's sharing this with us, but you're not telling us why you're sharing it. Because remember, we're only on this thing for them same reasons I talked about. We're on the toilet, so we want to be entertained. We're in the bed because we can't go to sleep or we're lonely. So, you know, or we're in the car because we can't stand that minute and a half because we are, you know, we need something. Really, to sum it all up, we just need entertainment. Because you didn't entertain me, I'm not going to watch you. So you have to understand that your post needs to be, it is an entertainment platform. Now you understand why I tell people from LinkedIn, if you met me on a business trip and I find out you follow me, well, you're going to get what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So follow me on LinkedIn, not on here, because this is my true story.
Okay. No, my last question was, how many times should you post a day?
I post, you want to post, it's not about how many times you post, it's about posting good quality content. Because if she posts stuff like this every single day, she's probably going to lose followers because she's going to get on their nerves. So it is kind of like, well, here she go, or whatever. So it's not, she got only 13 plays. 2 of them was from me because I played it twice. Now, it's only going to really capture that as 1 play, to be honest with you, unless I go out of the app and come back in. Then she'll get another play. But there's no engagements here. The reason why people didn't like it, I'm going to like it to support you, is because of the fact that they don't really understand what you're posting. You know, this would be something that would probably should be in your story because it's just telling us what you did today.
He has a question over here.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. That's no problem. You said it was probably that people shouldn't watch you on all your platforms. I would think that wouldn't people like to see the contrast?
They could if they're trying to judge me.
Okay.
Because if you're following me, like, but there are some things that I post that I don't post on other platforms. So that would make sense. You know, but some people, but if I notice that you're following me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and you don't like nothing, what do you think that tells me what your behavior is or who you are? Tells me that you are most likely a looky-looer or a hater. Because the only reason why you should be following me on all of those platforms is because for whatever that reason is, whatever your reason is, because you're probably trying to check to see if I'm posting something different. But I would say the best place to follow me on would be Facebook and TikTok, or either Instagram and TikTok, because Facebook and TikTok, it's probably going to be Facebook because Facebook and Instagram, because Facebook allows me to talk about my captions. You know, I ask a question, you know, which is better, grape, strawberry, or grape or strawberry jelly. That's something that you're not going to see on Instagram at all. So you get to see a different type of personality of me, of how I ask questions and how I engage with my followers by asking certain questions through captions. I can't do that on TikTok. Now, that's a better place to probably follow me on, is on Facebook, because you get the whole header. Instagram people are not going to get the whole header unless they follow me on Threads as well, because Instagram it doesn't get the captions, Threads does. It would probably be best Facebook and TikTok. And the only reason why you would probably follow me on TikTok is because you are a Christian, because that's where you're going to get the most of it from, and YouTube. But normally, it doesn't make sense to follow like your friends and family across everything, unless it doesn't make sense, because unless they have different stuff, you know, across the thing, like, you know what I'm saying? So as you see, there is different views for each one.
Because you set that up as if they follow you on all those platforms. And
Some people do follow me on every one of the platforms, but I don't know why. It's not necessary. That's fine if they do that too. It just shows that they really are watching me. If you liking the same video on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, you are really watching me. You know what I'm saying? Or they could be supporting, but you don't need to. And I mean, unless they really do like it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not going to follow Betty on all three of those platforms, because for one, you know what I'm saying, unless she's doing certain different content, I'm going to see that same buzzy video on Instagram and TikTok. It makes no sense. I might as well just see it in one place. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't, like, my friends on Facebook, I'd be like, don't come over here on TikTok. Just stay. I say it all the time. Don't follow me on TikTok from Facebook, because if you wasn't liking that, you for sure not gonna like this. I don't get paid from the people that know me. I get paid from every day. The 5,001 plus? Yeah. So every day. Okay, look. Let me put that on pause. Every day throughout the day, I have 99 plus. Every single day. That means I have, because it only goes up to 99, over 100 new followers every day. Every day. Every day. Notification. Now that's TikTok. And Instagram is the same. Instagram is, oh my gosh, Instagram, turn the sound on. Instagram is the same thing. And so it's the same exact thing. So it's every day I'm having new followers. Thing about it is that you want to grab new people, because your new people engage with you more than the old people do. Old followers mean less to me over time, because you end up watching, but you're not engaging. Regardless of the fact, I don't need your engagements. As you see, I have a video that went 15,000 views, but it only had, 75 likes? What does that say? That says a lot. That is for a person like me who's analytical. I was the director over finance and business operations for the state of Nevada. Trust me, numbers is important to me. I told you when I first walked in, my students is reading Hidden Figures. And not only is it an ELA, where we're looking at it in an ELA, English Language Arts aspect, but I've also incorporated math in my lesson plan to look at trajectory and to measure that distance from where it started to where it ended. So I've incorporated mathematics. So numbers is important to me. So for me, when it comes to the analytics of a thing, I'm not as important to you as a follower as when you first started following me. And that's just the truth. No matter how bad she is or how handsome he is or how funny they are, after a while, it's kind of like, you guys ever been in a relationship and when you first meet somebody, they tell you all the time how beautiful you are and how they love you. And then 2 years in, they don't say, because you know why? It's just like, or when you have kids and somebody says, oh my gosh, little Jonathan has grown up so fast, but because you see little Jonathan all the time, you don't notice the growth. So it's the same thing. You get accustomed to seeing little Jonathan. Your boyfriend and your husband has gotten accustomed to your face and your body, so it doesn't mean anything to him anymore. And that's exactly how your followers are about you. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, looking at my profile, I have 1.5K followers. Does that include 500 plus friends?
Yes, it does. Oh, no. Hold on, let me look at it so I can see what you're talking about. Let me scroll up. So, no, you're following 572.
Yeah, she's following 572, but she's saying she has 1.5K followers. Does that include her 5,000 plus friends that she already has?
You don't have 5,000 friends. You have the way you're setting. So let me look at your friends. So your friends is included in that 1,500. The reason why it says followers and not friends is because of your settings.
Okay. And my second question, I have a couple, is we have a part 2. The part 2, is that going to show us how to set up so we can?
Yeah, so we can look at, so the part 2 is just really a workshop where for the next class after this is literally a workshop on how to set up your page as a business page if it already isn't, and also creating content that we're going to do, or like whatever content is in that you already have, I'm going to remix it and show you the difference in the views. Like we just did hers. You could literally take that same video, okay, and post it as a reel, not a video. Okay, and use that sound. You're going to see more than the 13 views.
Okay.
So you can post sometimes as a reel?
All the time as a reel.
Okay.
Your videos is only going to go to your friends and followers. Your reels goes to the world. So I don't post my videos. I don't post for once you guys start following me, I'm not posting for you. I'm posting, to be quite honest, I'm posting for the world to get more and more.
So that video you posted with the car chase that you got from somebody else, so I can take that video from you and post it?
Yeah, but if you share it from my page, you're not going to get it. It's going to come to me. You have to have the original video.
Okay, so I have to go to YouTube and get it.
You'd have to go to YouTube and get it, and then crop it at that part and then post it. And so now it's not necessarily, but if you do it as a reel, it will. It may not get the 15,000, but it might get 1,500, or it could get 25,000. Yeah.
So can you bring some clarity to what you just said about sharing, the difference between sharing and sharing someone else's video and actually cropping it, making it your own?
Yes.
So if I share it from YouTube or if I share it from Facebook, would I get paid for those in comparison to me having the video and uploading it?
So let me go to my page. So this video right here. So this one is a video from the television, right? Or from YouTube or whatever, right? And what was your question again?
How do you get paid from sharing a video from Facebook? Because you said to her, if she would share it from yours, she wouldn't get it, but you would.
Yes.
So how would it be sharing it from Facebook or YouTube versus
Because you're not
uploading?
sharing it, I'm uploading because I actually have this video in my phone.
Okay.
And I got the video either from recording it myself or from recording it from a television. Like for instance, I like the Cosbys. So a lot of my stuff is I'll actually use my phone to record my television on a certain clip, maybe, whatever, I don't know if you guys have seen it, whatever, but it'll be a certain clip and I upload that. So it doesn't matter how you upload it once you own the video, or if you get it from YouTube or whatever, but you got to be careful from YouTube, because YouTube sometimes has things that are embedded underneath it that you may not be able to see. And the system will be able to recognize that, especially TikTok. TikTok is one that can recognize. That's why I don't post this kind of stuff on TikTok, because I get a violation for posting unoriginal content. Facebook and Instagram will pay me for unoriginal content. TikTok will not.
Oh, so you
YouTube also will pay me for unoriginal content.
So if you have the video, it's best that if we download the video, have it for yourself, put on the caption or whatever you want to do with it, make it your own, basically, right? And then uploading it again to get paid.
Right. TikTok, I could have recorded this video from my phone on the television. I might get a violation from TikTok, because TikTok will say that I don't own that video. CNN or Fox owns that video. So they would violate me and I would get a demerit on that. Now, on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, I can post unoriginal content. Now, this video that we just looked at has 2 shares. Let's go to these people. I hope that they don't see. So this person named Mike Mack says the news camera wasn't snitching, LOL. He, on his page, it's going to show, and even if he was monetizing, because he shared it from my page, it's not going to monetize for him, because he shared it. Now, if he had, screen recorded it or somehow whatever and cropped it out or whatever, he could share it. But you got to be careful, because I wrote all over this. You see this? The system also recognizes when things are duplicated. And so they know that mine is going to be original. So he would have to write something else, that's why you see things with big emojis on them, like the laughing emoji, because they're stamping it. Because if I take that video, that social media doesn't want to pay the same person twice for the same video.
There are 2 different persons for the
two different people for the same video. But for me, I'm capitalizing off of the same company, Meta, because it's going from Facebook to Instagram. So I'm getting them, but I'm not gonna let them get me. You see what I'm saying? Because Facebook and Instagram is both Meta, but I'm getting payment for 2 videos off of the same, but they're 2 separate companies. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, for those that live on the West Coast, we have Carl's Jr. For those that are in the South, you got Hardee's, same company. You know what I'm saying? But they're 2 different. They operate as 2 separate entities underneath 2 EINs. They're gonna have 2, general ledger accounts, but they're owned by Meta.
That was my next following question. Thank you for saying that. In the business terms of it, right? Because we know you apply for a job or you own a company, there's papers to fill out. Is there any type of legal documents that you need to have this as a business?
Yes. So,
or to get paid?
Yes, there is. So you have to
We're gonna let that be the last question.
My students, I have a substitute. I was supposed to be leaving here at 1:00, but my substitute was late getting there. That's why I was late coming here.
Okay.
So, but I'm on prep at this time, so I don't have it would, but whatever. But anyhow, yes. So in the settings, you have to go through a series of W-9s. You have to put in here. Now, this is underneath my business one. It's easier for me to look at on my phone, but you would, what we'll do next time is you're going to have to upload your copy of your driver's license. So that's another thing that you have to do for that blue circle. Don't even waste the time, because that's just like them selling In-N-Out Burger, selling you t-shirts. It's just basically, it's just another way that they had found another way for income for them. Okay. But yeah, so anyhow, but it also helps you verify. So if I was Beyonce and you created one, the blue check mark does prove that I really am Beyonce, because I had to, in order to get that blue check mark, you got to give them a copy of your driver's license and your social. Not a copy of your social, but you have to put it in, and your social has to match your last year's tax return. So it does actually verify you as a human being, because people, yeah, or just as an individual, because I have people that have fake Heather Rise Facebook pages with my picture. There's people that actually have dating apps with my picture. I have been on a dating app with my pictures from Facebook that was stolen. They were catfishing people using my name, and my followers came to me like, Heather, are you on a dating app? I was like, I have never been on a dating app. So yeah, so I mean, but the verified thing shows that I had to give the social media platform my driver's license and my social, and the social has to match the name that was on the tax return last year. So if you're like mine, like as you see, my Meta invoice is actually under my married last name. If you notice that, it says let me see, where is it at? Real quick. The reason being, payment remittance to Heather Henderson. And that's because when I started monetizing, I had filed my taxes still under my married name. But my driver's license, when I gave it to them, says Heather Rise, but my social has to be linked. So you have to put DBA. I had to put DBA Heather Rise, even though that's my new name. And I had to put Heather Henderson because it linked it to my last year's tax return. So it proves that I'm a real person. That link, that circle does prove that you're a real person. But if you don't have to worry about somebody stealing your identity or whatever, or pretending that they're you, it's not necessary.
Is there anything, I know she brought up about the following, workshop that you're going to have. Is there anything that would better prepare them for that in bringing, like, would you recommend anything that you would want them to have on hand to be able to set up anything?
Everybody has their driver's license on them, right? Yeah, so you only going to need your driver's license and just know your social security number in order to get that, to turn that into a business page.
Okay, great.
It goes straight to Facebook. At the end of the year, Facebook is going to send you a 1099 or whatever it's called.
When you get those amount of followers, you automatically get the documents downloaded, or
No, you wouldn't really need to do that now anyways, unless you just wanted to get it out the way. But it's really important to do it once you get to that 10,000 followers.
Yeah, but you're still not answering my question. Where do you get the documents? Where do they come from?
It's in the app. You're filling it.
The what app? In the part 2 workshop, they're going to show you. She's going to show you step by
Yeah,
step.
it's in. I can't do it on mine because I'm already verified. So it on you guys is underneath the settings. In order to monetize, it's going to ask you your name, your address, your birthday, your social, all that stuff. And then you hit next. And then, so I can't do it on mine, but on you guys is you can. Yes.
So today, on behalf of everyone here, we just want to say thank you so much.
You're
You've
welcome.
been very inspiring.
You're welcome.
A lot of information. And I know that we have a lot of questions that we will want to ask. Sadly, we have to turn off, and go. I know that we have a following workshop coming up in a few weeks. So we're looking forward to that. And is there any last statement that you want to make to us?
Well, I
today?
mean, it's just, I'm glad that you guys, are interested in, in this kind of information and me being able to contribute this time to the community. But it's now you guys have an understanding that's going to help you look at your social media a little bit different, and when you see that, you're going to look through different types of eyes, different type of lenses or whatever. So for you, now you know how to make your content pop, because we were watching like, oh wow, so think about that. You could even use the same videos that you have and remix them, as reels, not videos.
So Ms. Heather, you heard of Country Wayne, right?
Country Rain.
Country Wayne.
Yes.
Now he started.
I've
That's how
heard.
me and my husband we started looking at the social media stuff, because he started before the pandemic, and now he's making millions, and he got all his girlfriends, baby mamas, and all them on his little.
He does a lot of skits.
You know him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's funny though.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I've heard of the name, but you'd have to remind me on what he does. But he's a black man, right? Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah. So
Real stuff that people do.
he does.
Leave it alive.
Okay.
Say goodbye to your live people.
All right.